Good evening. I'm Michelle Arnold in for Brian and Tambry. Thank you for joining GTN News tonight. We have new details this evening on the condition of hundreds of cats that were seized from a sanctuary in High Springs and the latest on that investigation. That's our big story tonight. GTN's Venice Toussaint has all the details.
Volunteers are still working hard trying to nurse all of these cats back to health, but investigators say it still may be a while until any of them are ready for adoption. Nearly all 697 of the cats seized had severe respiratory problems. Medical exams are now completed, but sadly some were too sick to survive.
We were not able to save all of them, and that's the most tragic thing, that about roughly 35 to 40 cats did not come out of this, that the veterinarians could not save them from their conditions.
Flagler says those cats were euthanized in order to spare their suffering. Animal Services will finalize a report for the state attorney this week, and they're hoping a judge will grant them custody of the cats. They say the Haven Acres Cat Sanctuary owners still have not given up ownership. 6 to 12 volunteers care for the hundreds of cats every day, but Animal Services desperately needs more helping hands.
It's time that we make a plea to folks that live and work locally in the Gainesville area to come forward and volunteer and help us out with these cats and kittens.
If all goes well, the cats will be put up for a large-scale adoption here at the temporary shelter. Venice Toussaint, GTN News, working for you.
No date has been set for the adoptions. Anyone who wants to volunteer is asked to call the Alachua County Animal Services at 352-264-6870. An autopsy has been performed on the body of a woman found dead in Gainesville. Detectives are not releasing the findings, but this surveillance video from the Sun Center parking lot shows 31-year-old Angel Harris being followed by a man early Saturday morning. It's in the same area where she was found dead hours later. Two men discovered her body behind some bushes while trying to hide their bikes. Detectives don't know if the man in the video was involved with her death. Anyone with information is asked to call 393-7661. Friends and family of Sebastian Oxenius are raising money to find the teen's killer. Many came out on the Zaxby's on 43rd Street tonight to show support. 10% of sales from 5 to 8 p.m. will go towards a reward fund established by the family. 16-year-old Sebastian Oxenius was killed during a home invasion last June. The family of Celia Huda also is hoping for justice. Today, the man accused of killing the 21-year-old last December and dumping and burning her body appeared in court. Here you see 24-year-old Antonio Drayton in a red jumpsuit. He appeared today. He spoke under oath and waived his right to a speedy trial. GTN New Yorker was there in talks with the state's attorney, who's hoping to put Drayton behind bars for life.
The man accused of killing 21-year-old U.S. student Celia Huda was back in court today waiving his right to a speedy trial. Antonio Drayton's defense team says they need more time to prepare their case since co-defendant Cassandra Kimbrough pleaded no contest last week. State Attorney Bill Sarvone says that homicide cases are always complex.
Any homicide case is complicated. The circumstances surrounding relationships when they are domestically involved sometimes add additional factors that are difficult to sort out.
But in the case of Celia Huda's murder, the state will move forward in prosecuting the man they believe who killed her, even if it takes some time.
One thing that we are not ever going to do is force a defendant into a trial posture or to respond to allegations certainly as serious as this without him or her having ample opportunity to prepare their defense and put together anything that they need or want to say on their behalf.
The state hopes to strengthen their case against Drayton with Cassandra Kimbrough's testimony. And as far as Kimbrough's testimony against Drayton, Servone says they don't need it, but it will certainly help as long as she testifies truthfully.
It answers things that might be speculated on, but we were comfortable going forward with or without. It's just puts together a nicer, more complete presentation for a jury.
Antonio Drayton is expected to return to court in mid-August, where the state hopes to set a trial date. Reporting from the state attorney's office, I'm Sia New Yorker, GTN News, working for you.
Thank you, Sia. Well, the Bradford County Sheriff's Office has fired one of their own in the wake of charges he shot a fellow officer on purpose. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office is charging Charles Hendricks with attempted first-degree murder. Hendricks told officers he was cleaning his handgun when it accidentally fired, striking Lori Ann Justice. She is in stable condition and is expected to recover. Turning now to weather, meteorologist Kyle Dennis joins us live from the Weather Center with tonight's first alert weather. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Michelle, we picked up some much more needed rainfall today. Not as much as yesterday. We picked up nearly 3 inches of rain yesterday from the thunderstorms today. Just under 2/10 of an inch here in Gainesville officially, but a lot more fell towards the south and also towards the north. You can see that line moving towards us, but starting to dwindle out. Could still see a couple of lingering showers or storms this evening. Tomorrow, sunshine, but then storms in the afternoon, 92 at noontime, and by 5 o'clock, 88 degrees. Michelle?
Thanks, Kyle. A mother and daughter are indicted today in the killing of their own relative. 19-year-old Guinevere Hudnall and her mother, Stephanie Hudnall, have been charged with first-degree murder. Police say the two murdered William Hudnall. They say his daughter Guinevere stabbed him several times with a pickaxe while he slept. Police believe money was the motive. And police are searching for a stolen car and 2 armed men who broke into a Gainesville home. It happened here in the 1900 block of Northwest 45th Avenue. Police say the men tied up a mother and her daughter, then ransacked the place. They stole money and a red convertible Nissan Roadster that looks like this one. Police say the car has minor damage to the rear bumper and Florida tag GINONE.
We don't know at this point why the victim's home was targeted. We don't suspect any drugs are coming to play in this.
They're asking anyone who has seen the car to call Detective Nordberg at 393-7656. Governor Rick Scott signed several bills into law focusing on strengthening education. They include a law expanding and strengthening charter and virtual schools. The legislation is among a list of controversial bills the governor has recently signed.
The legislation I'm signing today, and there's 5 bills I'm signing today, makes great strides for Florida students. And everything we're doing in education is saying that kids are going to be first. No special interest, it's kids.
Earlier last week, the governor signed pension reform legislation that prompted the Florida Education Association to file a lawsuit. That is still working its way through court. There's still more to come here on GTN News. A shocking report from the TSA all over controversial scanning. First, it was called an invasion of privacy. Now evidence it could be a serious health risk. That and more coming up next.
The Women's World Cup is underway, and there's a pair of former Gators playing for Team USA. I'm Joe Gervin, and coming up in sports, we'll talk to their old head coach, Becky Burley.
If you have a news tip, call GTN News at 331-4GTN or email us at news@mygtn.tv.
Hi, this is Freddie Wiebe, owner of the 8 Gainesville Domino's. We're proud that you've made us the #1 pizza choice. Big reason for our success is our advertising, like our decision to partner with the Gainesville Television Network and our GTN News. Our Domino's sponsorship of Joe Gervin's GTN Sports has helped us build our brand. Bottom line, Gator Domino's and GTN News both deliver.
Thanks, Freddie. Gotta go.
Hey!
Step up, plant your feet firmly on the ground and address the ball. Step up, plant your feet firmly. Hello, ball.
Now over the air on Digital 9.2. Call your cable and satellite provider and let them know you want MeTV too.
Your life changes in a split second. And who cares? The insurance company? The other driver? The big company that may break the rules? For over 50 years, Avery & Smith has cared for Florida's families who have been injured. Getting you help quickly is always our first priority. I'm Mark Avra. If you've been hurt in an accident, give us a call. We can help get what you deserve. So who cares? We do.
Imagine how much more beautiful your home could be with colored mulch from Griffiths Lumber. It's safe for pets and children. The color retains its beauty for 8 to 12 months, and mulch is great for your home environment. Griffiths colored mulch will help control weeds in flower gardens and keep soil temperatures cool to protect tender roots while aiding in water retention. And buying in bulk from Griffiths Lumber is much cheaper than by the bag. Find out what to use, where to use it, and how much to use at Griffiths Lumber on North 441 in Gainesville.
If you have a story for GTN News, call the newsroom now or email us at news@mygtn.tv.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mid-Florida has been serving the children in our community for over 35 years. By providing positive role models to at-risk youth, we make a big difference, one child at a time.
My big brother helps me with school. My big sister listens to my problems.
Help us help these children.
This great cause needs your support.
Will you be my big sister?
Working for you. GTN meteorologist Kyle Dennis with your first alert forecast.
Got some more rain today, just under 2/10 of an inch. Certainly does not compare to what we saw yesterday here in Gainesville with nearly 3 inches of rain, but there certainly were spots today that did see those amounts once again. We're still about 1 inch and 2/10 below normal for the month of June and about 4 1/3 inches below normal so far for 2011, but that is a far cry from where we were just a few days ago. We have nearly cut the deficit in half from where we were just 2 days ago, so you can really make this up quickly with a couple of heavy downpours, and that's certainly what we've been seeing. Satellite pictures showing 2 areas of cloud cover. You can see one moving in from the north and one a little bit further towards the south, and the clouds we're seeing here are streaming up well out of the Gulf of Mexico. We're watching a cluster of showers and storms down near the Yucatan Peninsula that is showing some favorable signs of development for tropical activity. We're going to be keeping our eye on that. Temperatures right now sitting at 77 in Gainesville and Jacksonville. Valdosta coming in at 75. Cross City 76 at 75 in Tallahassee, and Ocala is coming in at 73 degrees right now. Temperatures have certainly been much more comfortable out there thanks to all of the heavy rain we've been seeing across the area. Alachua County in the clear right now. Marion County, finally things have wound down there. We got pummeled down towards Ocala earlier today with a lot of rain. Not as much here in Gainesville today, but we did see quite a bit up towards the north as well. You can see Tallahassee still seeing quite a bit of heavy rain with a line of showers that's been moving southward all day long. Now that we're losing the daytime heating, though, that band of showers is starting to fizzle out, but I think the air mass still remains favorable for the development of showers and storms over the next few days, especially as we make our way into the day on Thursday. But tomorrow, I still think some isolated storms, probably like today, could pick up maybe 1/4 of an inch from a couple of storms. But I think maybe some heavier rain once again, more widespread as we make our way into the day on Thursday. A little bit of sunshine in the morning. You can see at 8 o'clock there's some breaks in the clouds. The showers are mainly towards the south and west. But then as we make our way into Thursday afternoon with a little bit of morning sunshine, that makes us more unstable. So look at this. Around 2 p.m. on Thursday, some yellows showing up on future weather, a sign of some stronger storms, and even some oranges by 7 o'clock. So that could be some severe weather. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Certainly the potential exists for some heavy downpours once again on Thursday. Maybe we can cut the current deficit in half again. That would be nice. For tonight, a lingering shower or storm. We're seeing them in some spots. We're clear right now in Alachua County, but we could see another lingering shower before midnight. 71 for the low, 94 tomorrow with a mixture of sun and clouds. More storms in the afternoon. Pretty much like today, just some isolated storms and maybe 1/4 of an inch here or there. Westerly wind at around 5 to 10 tomorrow. Thursday up to 93, with again the potential for some stronger storms and certainly some heavy downpours. 94 for the high on Friday with just a few isolated storms in this weekend. Still can't rule out a passing storm, but a lot more in the way of sunshine, but also hotter with a high of 96 on Saturday.
So much needed rain. It's great that the burn ban has been lifted from Alachua County.
It has been, that's right.
Yes,
Thank
very
you.
good.
To mention that.
Thank you, Kyle. Well, a new report says body scanners at airports are causing a spike in cancer cases among TSA workers. No word yet on how many. The information coming out after a Freedom of Information Act request was filed in Boston. That report says the TSA knew about the spike but covered it up. The scanners give off radiation. The government has always maintained that it is safe. Now the report says workers standing next to them all day are getting sick. The scanners have already fallen under heavy criticism for being too invasive. Again, no response yet from the TSA. And new details tonight in a TSA case that's caused some outrage. We're hearing from the family member of an elderly woman subjected to treatment that some say is over the line. 95-year-old Lena Reppert is dying from cancer. She's in a wheelchair, so she couldn't go through a full body scanner in Florida. During her pat-down, agents told her to remove her adult diaper, which was soiled. Her daughter helped her do so in a restroom.
And they came out and told me it was her Depends, that there was, had been some moisture in them. They had firmed up, and they couldn't check that firmness, so that she had to remove them. It hurts her sometimes if you just touch her, and so she's going through an extensive pat-down surge.
Lena Reppert is in the last stages of leukemia. She was traveling to Michigan, where she wishes to be buried. A TSA spokesperson says the agents acted according to procedure. And it looks like the beginning of a demolition project, but city officials in Leesburg, Florida say a sinkhole has swallowed part of this commercial building downtown, and it's growing. The sinkhole has grown to 85 by 95 feet. It's unclear how deep it is. The sinkhole has also consumed an oak tree and a dumpster. They think the sinkhole was caused by a rainstorm. We go now to Los Alamos, New Mexico, where a giant wildfire continues to grow. It's already burned more than 44,000 acres, and it's moving closer to the town and also to the nuclear plant there. Thousands are being told to evacuate.
We're seeing 60-mile-an-hour winds at some time. The evacuation is in case it does move into the town site, and our hearts go out to those people. They had minutes to evacuate. They evacuated with the shirt on their back and left everything they owned in their homes.
And it's not just homes that are threatened. Officials at the Los Alamos Nuclear Weapons Lab say they're protecting all radioactive and hazardous materials inside just in case. Well, coming up in sports, Joe Gervin talks to Florida soccer coach Becky Burley about her former players taking part in the Women's World Cup. Plus, Jeremy Moss will take us to Omaha to see if the Gator baseball team is still alive at the College World Series.
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Has it been a while since you've seen a dentist? Are you embarrassed to smile? Do you suffer from sensitive teeth? Are you afraid you've waited too long? At Samant Dental, we're here to tell you that it's never too late. As a prosthodontist, Dr. Samant has created generations of beautiful, healthy smiles. We offer comprehensive restorative dental care with a wide variety of other services. We care about the health and function of your teeth. No matter what kind of dental problem you're experiencing, we will find an answer for you. At the Samant Dental Group, we improve lives one smile at a time.
So you actually reward people for staying with you?
Yep, the longer you stay with us, the more you save. And when you switch from another company to us, we even reward you for the time you spent there.
Genius.
Yeah, genius. You guys must have your own loyalty program, right?
Well, we have something. Sure, Tom. Huh? You should see November.
Oh, yeah.
Giving you more. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Hi.
Hi, I just got my car insurance bill and, wow, I really need to shop for a better rate. Any thoughts?
Well, I can do two things.
Okay.
First, we'll show you our progressive direct rates and rates from our competitors. People who switch save an average of over $500 a year.
Very cool. Oh, and the second thing?
It's origami.
You just blew my mind.
Making it easy to shop and save. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
You're watching the 11 o'clock edition of GTN News on NBC9. GTN Sports is brought to you by Stephen A. Bagan & Associates.
I'm attorney Stephen A. Bagan. If you've had an accident, it's never too early to call.
We've handled thousands of cases for more than 25 years.
25 years. For over 25 years. The sooner you call, the sooner we can start working on your case. And to contact witnesses, investigate insurance, and deal with the insurance adjusters.
Your time is precious, so call us.
Just call us.
Call 1-800-800-2575. Stephen A. Bagan & Associates. helping Florida's injured for over 25 years. Just call me.
This is GTN News, working for you in Gainesville, Lake City, Trenton, and Archer.
Well, the Gators haven't been behind the 8 ball much this season, but of course they were tonight. Florida needing a win against South Carolina to force a decisive Game 3 in the championship of the College World Series. Let's go to Omaha for the action. Carson Whitson on the hill, and he pitched very well, but you know, some bad luck as well. This is not necessarily bad luck. Scott Wingo with the sac fly. Peter Mooney's going to score. That kicks off the score in South Carolina up 1-0. Gamecocks, the home team tonight. Here's some unlucky stuff. Christian Walker with a bad chopper. Nolan Fontana can't handle it. You can't blame him. It was a tough one. 2-zip. More bad luck for the Gators. A little nubber up the middle. And Brady Thomas is going to beat it out for the infield hit. So it's 3-0. Gators have dug a hole for themselves. Trying to battle back. Top of the fourth, Mike Zunino. He's had a great College World Series. Slumping early, but coming up with some big hits. Hits the home run here, and it's 3-1. So Florida back in it. But in the bottom of the sixth, 3-1, Mooney, Peter Mooney that is, goes deep, and it's a 4-1 game, so South Carolina keeping up the lead. In the top of the eighth, Josh Adams, as the Gators try and rally, goes to the opposite field, nicely done. The run scores from third, it's 4-2. So the tying run at the plate, and look at Matt Price, he chased Tyler Thompson. South Carolina's added a run. They're in the bottom of the eighth inning. 2 outs, and it is 5-2 South Carolina. Well, the Rays hosting Dusty Baker and the Reds. Fourth inning, Johnny Damon at the plate. He laces one down the line.
Well, that'll get a run on the board.
And that's a home run. Number 9 on the season for Damon. Go to the eighth. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Edgar Renteria ties this one up. What a career he's had. And then the Rays get a nice little looper here. The seeing eye looper down 2-1. 2 runs are going to come home to score. Tampa Bay now leads 3-2. Since he would tie it at 3, bottom of the ninth, Evan Longoria steps up and ends it. Home run, 4-3 Rays as they beat the Reds tonight. Now the Braves out on the West Coast facing the Mariners. First pitch of the game, Ichiro. Guy's got a lot of power. You might not know that, but he shows it here. Rips it down the line for the home run. 1-0. And the Braves, right now, they're trailing Seattle 3-0 in the fourth inning. Team USA plays its first game in the Women's World Cup this afternoon. They did. But before we get to the highlights, let's talk about the 2 former Gators who are suiting up for the red, white, and blue. Here's GTN's Joe Gervin with Florida Soccer head coach Becky Burley.
Thanks, Jeremy. Well, Becky, you must feel very proud right now. 2 of your prize pupils suiting up for Team USA. Let's start by talking about Abby, obviously one of the most decorated soccer players in soccer history. What would it mean for her to add a Women's World Cup championship to her resume?
Well, I think it's about the only thing Abby doesn't have on her resume. She's had so many accolades as a player. She's had so many great team experience as well, but to get a World Cup championship would be gigantic.
And Heather Mitz, unfortunately, because of the hamstring injury, may not be able to play, but still is part of the team, going through the experience, and I know that must mean a lot to her as well.
It does. I mean, we talked about this about a month ago, but right before she knew if she had made the team, and for her to be in a World Cup is something that she's dreamt about, and I know she's really excited to be there, and she's hoping she gets to play.
Are you in close contact with them, and what advice might you have had before the tournament started?
I didn't really need to give them any advice. They both know what they're doing, but I did talk to both of them about a month ago, and you know, it's been a tough training cycle for the U.S. because they're playing with their pro teams, they're playing with the U.S. team, and you know, they've got a tough group. I mean, it's going to be a challenge for them, but I think both of them are just very excited about being there.
We'll talk a little bit about that group and what it will take for Team USA to win the Women's World Cup coming up tomorrow. For now, for Becky Burley, I'm Joe Gervin, GTN Sports. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Joe, thank you. Here are the highlights from U.S. and North Korea. And this is the first game for the United States. And there's former Gator Abby Wambach. Look at the beautiful, crisp pass. And then the incredible header by Lauren Cheney. Pinpoint accuracy. 1-0 USA in the second half. More from the U.S. after the shot goes off the crossbar. A little scrum in front of the net. And Rachel Bueller scores. So the United States goes on to the 2-0 victory. Good start for the USA. Going back to the College World Series, if the Gators can't rally in the 9th inning, we'll try and get you an update later in the show, but that'll be that. Great season, but sort of a shocker that they go out 2-0 in the championship series. But it's not over yet. Not over yet. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Well, there's still more to come on GTN News. You watch what you eat, but you've noticed a little extra weight creeping up on the summer. The culprit could be in what you drink. We'll tell you what to watch for when you pick up your next glass. That and more coming up.
Every day on the news, we report stories about hungry children, people who need jobs, funding cuts for people with disabilities, cuts to education, and cuts to outreach programs for kids. Now more than ever, our community needs our help.
No child should ever go to bed hungry. That's why GTN is stepping in. You've heard us say we're working for you. We want you to know that's more than a company slogan. It's our commitment to you. We're using the power of our 4 television stations to raise awareness about the issues, and we're working with you to find solutions to these problems.
Over the next few months, you'll hear more news about our Working for You campaign. GTN plans to make an impact in these 4 areas: hunger, employment, disabilities, education, and mentoring.
Watch GTN for ways you can get involved and work with us to make a difference in North Central Florida.
To improve the quality of life in North Central Florida, the Gainesville Television Network is working for you.
The Sunshine State has more than 18 million unique stories, home to a diverse population that makes up the 4th largest state in the country. Floridians will soon find themselves immersed in a process that happens just once every 10 years. Florida legislators will redraw our state's legislative and congressional boundary lines, and you will have the opportunity to start the conversation. Florida lawmakers will travel across the state, stopping in more than 24 cities in order to gather public opinion about the communities you live in. Citizens who participate in the meetings will be able to speak directly with lawmakers. To learn about public input meetings in your area and how you can use My District Builder to personally draw districts and submit your ideas directly to lawmakers in Tallahassee, as well as access My District Builder on Facebook and Twitter, visit www.floridaredistricting.org. Florida Redistricting, it's your community. Tell us your story.
I've been working at a Domino's store since 1986. I bleed for this company. But this carryout deal, ridiculous.
The deal is you can get large 3-topping pizzas for just $7.99 carryout Monday through Wednesday.
That's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
This pizza's worth at least twice what we're charging for it.
Customers wanted more carryout specials, so now we've got one that runs every week.
Every week?
Every week.
Patrick, I love you, but you're killing me.
This is GTN News, working for you in Hawthorne, Ocala, Waldo, and Stark.
If you see the numbers on the scale go up over the summer, you might want to check what you've been drinking. GTN's Myra Monroe has more in tonight's Health Connection.
Are you struggling to lose weight this summer? Check what's in your glass. Many of the ice-cold beverages that we love can pack on the pounds. 16 ounces of lemonade contains 200 to 300 calories. Sweetened iced tea has 150. A chocolate milkshake can set you back 600 calories. And fruit smoothies start at around 300 calories. You can still enjoy some of your favorite beverages. Just limit your portion and don't get a refill. Make your own lemonade and fruit smoothies so you can control the calories. And you could flavor your water with slices of lemon, oranges, or grapefruit. A breakthrough in our ongoing fight with Father Time. Scientists believe they've found a way to make gray hair reverse itself. Researchers restored these gray-haired mice to their original bushy brown and bushy black brilliance. How? Hair color is determined by 2 things working together: hair follicle stem cells and color-producing stem cells. If they stop working together, hair goes gray. But now researchers have identified a protein called WNT. It's the pathway between the 2 stem cells. They figured out how to turn it on to get these cells working together again. Hair coloring is big business. We spent more than $2 billion last year on home coloring products. Myra Monroe, GTN News, working for you.
Thanks, Myra. The American Academy of Pediatrics wants the government to ban fast food commercials during children's TV programming. The influential group of physicians says it's time for the fast food industry to clean up its act and not advertise junk food to kids. Health experts recommend limiting fast food for adults and children. Well, they're supposed to be the safest place in your home for your baby. And new government standards for cribs going into effect today aim to make them even safer. Beginning today, it's now illegal to make, sell a drop-side crib, even at a secondhand store. The cribs have led to at least 32 infant suffocation and strangulation deaths since 2000. The defective or damaged drop-side rails can create a gap with the mattress where a baby can get caught. Well, storm chances continue into our Wednesday. Meteorologist Kyle Dennis is back with one more look at the first alert forecast. Plus, it's to the mat for some toe wrestling. Who gets out of this jam to win it all? Next on GTN.
I was down to my last cupful of safe.
Howdy, all you folks out there in television land.
Hello out there in television land.
It's so tasty, too.
I like it.
Don't you ever hit me again.
Chief, I think we got a hit on our hands.
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Nothing could be finer
than to be in Carolina.
Now over the air on Digital 9.2. Call your cable and satellite provider and let them know you want Me TV too.
Wildfires can cause major economic and environmental damages. The loss of homes, property, and even habitats may result. Florida can experience wildfires any time of the year. March, April, May, and June are typically the most active months. Escape yard debris burns account for most of Florida's wildfires. It is important to learn how and when to safely burn outdoors. Visit your local Division of Forestry office or your local fire station to find out how you can protect yourself and your property, or visit www.fl.com.
I got no sleep last night.
Well, I was up from 10 to midnight. You were asleep.
No, you were asleep because I was wide awake with my eyes open.
I was wide awake.
I
watched you sleeping. I stood over you, watched you sleep. You want to do it real quick?
No, I don't want to do it real quick. Can't even think about.
That's not even your real sex phase.
Stop talking.
I wish it was.
Christina Applegate and Will Arnett are Up All Night. Wednesdays this fall on NBC.
No sleep tonight.
This month on Police Beat, we'll take a look back at some of our favorite segments from previous shows as we learn about how you can make sure your children are safe on the internet.
When that child logs on, you're automatically giving thousands of potential predators access to that child.
And some helpful tips to make sure you don't become the victim of a crime. Police Beat, a presentation of the Gainesville Police Department, taking you on the other side of the badge. Sunday at 12:30 a.m. after Criminal Minds on CBS 4.
This is GTN News, working for you in Newberry, Cross City, Lake Butler, and Fort White.
Well, would you like GTN News on the go? Fortunately, there's an app for that. You can have all the big stories, sports, weather, and much more on our new iPhone application. Web administrator John Dickerson says the app is just another way we're making GTN News readily available to the community.
You can have all the breaking headlines, weather information, technology information. You can even send us news tips from the app. So I think this product will help kind of reach out more to our community and make it more available on a mobile platform.
The application can be downloaded for free in the iTunes App Store. A link can be found on our website and at mygtn.tv.
Oh yeah, I got it right here.
He's got it right here.
By the way, sad news, well, it's not over yet, but top of the ninth, 2 outs, 5-2 South Carolina over Florida.
Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Well, it's almost midweek. Let's take another look at the forecast.
Yeah, we got more rain in there, but we need the rain, so can't complain too much. 94 for the high tomorrow, some more heavy downpours on Thursday, 93, 94 on Friday, and then we heat up this weekend again, Saturday up to 96. Still a chance of a storm, but more sunshine for the weekend.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Well, competitors go toe-to-toe at this unusual wrestling competition in England. This year's World Toe Wrestling Championships featured a battle between arch rivals Predato, fittingly, and Nasty Nash. Toe wrestling, I guess, began in 1976 in England. So, by the way, Predato won. That's my update for the night.
The Picts and the Romans would have scoffed at these fellas.
It's an interesting sport. Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for watching GTN News. Have a great evening.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon will be seen in their entirety immediately after this update from the Championships, Wimbledon.
After a manic Monday, Tuesday at the All England Club was reserved for the ladies. The one-time phenom is again standing tall and eyeing a championship renaissance. But what Dragon Slayers are lurking?